Yo, what is up, guys? How are we doing? We're going to be continuing work on the Guncannon tonight. This is a finished model for people that are watching. We're back on TikTok as well. So that's how this model is going to look. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the greatest of poses. But yeah, this is what we're working towards. All right, recess shade. Recess shades. We'll just film a little clip for our tutorial. Yo, Ben, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro. Just gonna film this little clip for the tutorial. So mixing together Rhinox Hide and Mephiston Red, we're going to add a recess shade to the miniature. Surprisingly, Guncannon doesn't actually have that many recesses. Well, when you compare it to the RX-78. So yeah, this is what we'll do on the entire model. And tidy it up if you make any mistakes with your base coat. Yeah, I don't think this guy's going to take that long. Way less detailed than any of the other mobile suits. Zombified, how we doing? Yeah, I managed to sort stuff out over on TikTok. You know, it might just be easier if I don't put him on this. It's been a while. Yeah, I was having issues connecting TikTok to Restream, but I managed to sort it out before tonight's stream. We've been streaming the whole time. We're just over on Twitch and YouTube. I mean, like, TikTok doesn't even give us that many views anymore. Just, they don't appreciate when I name drop other platforms. They really don't like it. I'm still the best. Thank you, man. Thank you. We're painting Gundam now. Painting Gundam. Don't feel like I'm in the best position. Jess James, what's happening? How we doing? I've been doing good, man. Been doing good. Had some issues connecting my restream to TikTok, but we've managed to sort that out. Hence why we're back streaming on TikTok. Been painting up a heap of Gundam. And by a heap, four mobile suits. I'm going to keep working on more of them though. Kevin, how we doing? How we doing? I have, well, someone from Twitch told me to check out the artifact stuff. Is that the ones where they're sort of like a chibi? They've got like a larger head. Is that one? So the Gundam trading card game got released a few months back, maybe 2-3 months ago, and there were some starter boxes. So there were 4 starter boxes, and each starter box contained 3 miniatures as well. And their idea behind the miniatures was you can put these on top of the cards when you play, but they're also going to be part of the tabletop game called Gundam Assemble. So I've picked up all of the miniatures from that game, or all of the starter boxes, and I'm going to be painting them up so that we can play some games when it finally drops. Mini scale, but they're very detailed. Maybe I haven't seen them then. Look, I really like the idea of painting Gundams and small stuff, but there needs to be a purpose behind why I'm painting them, and it is the tabletop game. Big Kevin, what's happening, man? How we doing? We're just going to get the recess shade done on Guncannon. And then I think we'll actually end up starting to highlight him tonight, honestly. The suit is nowhere near as detailed as Zaku or the Gundam. You're just starting the day? Dude, I'm so tired today. I ended up having a nap. It's been a long time since I've had a nap. And I could have easily just slept through. Oh boy, I was that tired. I needed it though. $6 a.m. in Canada. Yeah, man, it's so... Like, the different time zones is good because, you know, I can find people in the morning like yourself that's like, oh, I'm getting up, having a coffee, getting ready for work. I can watch a bit of stream while I'm waking up. But overall, I don't think the Australian time zone is the best time zone for streaming in terms of viewers. Best viewers on stream, boo. Yeah, okay. I wonder how many people actually use those streaming bots. 6 a.m. you're just getting off work. You work night shift hotbox. Hang on. You quit your job months ago. So, hang on. You're getting up at 6 a.m. to a hobby? Is that what's happening, Kev? Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Respect. Dude's grinding that hobby. Getting up at 6 a.m. Crazy. Thunder Pigments. What's happening, man? How you doing? You're programmed to it? Yeah, look, my body clock isn't, my body clock's not programmed for super early, but it is like yours. Like, it'll probably wake up almost like clockwork at 7 a.m. if I don't set an alarm. Your cousin paints Warhammer figures. What does he paint, Ryan? Night. Let me eat that paint. I mean, if you come here, you can have some. Makes sense. Makes sense, Big Kev. I do see sleeping in heaps like it's wasting a bit of time. I do, don't get me wrong, I love sleep and I think you should sleep if you need it. But yeah, I'm with you. Like when I go on long service leave, I don't think I'll be sleeping in every day. Be making a heap of tutorials, getting up at a reasonable time, probably doing a morning stream. Probably morning stream, gym, come back, edit tutorials, evening stream, repeat. I think that's what's going to happen. Black Sword, how we doing, man? How we doing? You're painting your first ever Dreadnought. Good luck. Good luck, my dude. Enjoy the process. Dreadnoughts are a phenomenal model. He does it for money. What do you mean? He paints models for money? Is he a commission painter? I was about to utter the words, he must be good. But you don't have to be good to be a commission painter. Solid schedule? Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Stream, gym, tutorial editing, stream. People pay him. There you go. I'm part of a commission studio. I don't think it's fully launched yet though. And I don't really foresee myself getting a lot of work. Maybe, who knows? Too much of my own stuff I want to paint. Oh, you're painting the Saturnine Dreadnought up. Yeah, okay, that's gonna take a while, Thunder Pigments. He's got a couple of his own sets. They're perfect. He must be good then. I don't know if my Blood Angels are perfect, but they're pretty good. Has he got an Instagram? Has he got a TikTok? I'd like to see his perfect miniatures. You don't know what they're supposed to look like? Well, how do you know they're perfect then? You got an airbrush for the Dreadnought? Yeah, that'll help a heap. That'll help a heap. You're saying you have a chance. Oh, maybe. Barry Reynolds. Who's Barry Reynolds? Has he got an Instagram page? Surely. If he's a commission painter and he's good, he's got to have an Instagram page. What's his Instagram handle? Evening, son. How are we doing? Yo, the next Gundam model I do for a tutorial, I need to take way more care with those base coats. Holy shit. If it wasn't for Tamiya TS80, I would strip this bad boy. Luckily, we got Tamiya. You're picking music for Minnie's Discord-themed birthday party. What? Hang on, what do you mean? I'm super confused. Disco. Okay, I was like, what is Discord themed? I was like, what does that mean? Disco music. What's good disco music? Thinking about cancelling it. Dreading the edge highlights. Yeah, look, just even if you didn't edge highlight a Sat9 Dreadnought and you just base coated everything, that's still going to be a heap of work. But keep that in the back of your mind, right? When you're, a quarter of the way into the model and you're like, oh my God, it feels like I'm not making any progress. Just understand that it is a big ass model. It's going to take time, but it's going to look awesome when you finished it. So you just got to push through. Push through. These ones are blue and green and look like my Blood Angels. Blue and green. Maybe he's got two different Space Marine chapters, Ultramarines and Dark Angels, probably. Potentially. Why am I knocking stuff off? Yeah. Couple of big gunships. Storm Ravens then, I'm assuming. Probably Storm Ravens. Oh, you're well into the process of painting the Sat9. Go focus. Really doesn't like the gloves sometimes. Walker things. Yeah, Dreadnoughts, my dude. Dreadnoughts. Couldn't believe he painted them. Yeah, the skill of some artists is phenomenal. I like to think that my miniatures are very high quality, and then there are people out there that, you know, make my stuff look like a beginner. You know, there's Golden Demon painters out there. Dave Perryman. He's, yeah, insane. The stuff people can achieve. And, you know, when those people first started painting miniatures, they didn't think that that's where they were going to be as a hobbyist. It just ends up happening over time. So that's, you know, when people are a little bit intimidated to get into painting miniatures, you don't know. You just don't know until you start doing it, right? Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that can do a lot of special effects to miniatures. Been painting for 8... Yeah, see, you're still 8 months in the hobby is not a long time. But, you know, if you keep pushing yourself, keep painting consistently, you're going to make improvements, aren't you? You need to get an airbrush. They help a ton. I should have used an airbrush on this guy. Airbrushes are phenomenal. If you've got somewhere to set them up and keep them permanently set up, and you're diligent with cleaning them, they are fantastic. You start young. I think you start hobby when you feel like you should start the hobby. It's like, it is something that does take a lot of time, takes a lot of attention to do, and patience, and sometimes when you're young you just don't have that. I say sometimes because there are some people that are young that can, you know, do exactly what I'm doing here, but I would say it is not the majority. But I mean, that's why there's a category for Golden Demon called the Young Bloods, because it's new people to the hobby that are at a younger age, and some of their stuff is fantastic. Thank you, ACCon. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. We are only base coating. So this is when the miniature sort of looks its worst. We're not going to be far off doing edge highlights though, because yeah, Guncannon doesn't have heaps of detail. Guncannon doesn't have heaps of detail. You started in 2014, but you got bullied for it. Yeah, that's another tough thing, right? When you were younger, other people care what you're doing, and you tend to care what other people think about what you're doing. When you get a bit older, that sort of fades away. Buddha, what's happening, man? No, I'm painting up Gundam, my guy. I'm painting up Gundam. So Gundam's coming out with a new tabletop game next year. They do look very transformy because these guys came out in 1978, so very much the same time the original Transformers came out. And a lot of that pop culture was inspired by each other back in those days, like Voltron as well. But this is where we're gonna be. Still nursing the wrist, bro. I feel sorry for you, man. Hopefully you can make a speedy recovery and start painting some paint some miniatures. I've now assembled cooler than Mobile Suit Gundam. Yeah, cooler than Transformers. Look, I suppose if you're into Transformers, I was very much into Transformers when I was younger, so I think they're equally as cool. But I don't know if there's a tabletop game for Transformers as well. I've also built this crazy thing. This is going to take a while. I chose not to go with the one with the big beam cannon. Voltron was sick. Yeah, Voltron was sick. That most recent anime was actually really cool. So this is the one I'm going for with I think this is called Ale. Is this Ale Strike? I think. And then we're going with the Sword Strike, obviously, because this guy's only got one pose. Compensating much. That's a big old sword. I mean, I believe they're an anti-ship sword because they quite literally take out ships. It's very easy to build these Gundam. These are just push fit ones. Very easy to build them. No shield. He's got a Buster shield. He's got a little Buster shield. This guy's offense. Tip of the sword. I ain't doing no metallics on these models, Buddha. I haven't even... Give me a look at it. Oh, it's meant to be steel, isn't it? Can I just make it glow? Non-metallic. Maybe I will have to do non-metallic. Ugh. Maybe I have to try non-metallic metal. That sucks. Lame. That's lame. Okay, let's do the recess shade on the light grey areas. On the light grey areas, we are going to recess shade with Corvus Black. Again, you make any mistakes, don't worry about it. Just go back to the base color. Fix that shit up. It's not going to be in the tutorial. It is not going to be in the tutorial. Don't worry about it. Oh, you finally beat the Witch of Mercury deck. I tell you, playing that game, I reckon I'll end up playing some of the trading card game. It feels like you can get stuck quite easily. Like more so than other trading card games I've played. Like you just sort of either just like extremely underpowered compared to the other person, or you just got like nothing at all. And I don't know if I've felt that in any other trading card game I've played. Like when I played Card Fight Vanguard, there was a thing called getting grade stuck. You know, that didn't really happen that often, but in playing that Gundam game on my phone, just learning how to play it, there were some times where I was just like, yo, this, like, I'm just not getting cards to compete with the cards on the other side of the table. and they just end up building up like a massive force. So every time I got like one mobile suit out, they just demolished it. Maybe I just need to play it more. I don't know. Need to slow down with this miniature. I'm not overly invested in it because I don't like the pose. Shock horror. So I'm sort of not painting neatly. Which is fine. That's okay. I can tidy it up afterwards, but it just means I do have to do more tidying than I normally would. This will be a slightly shorter stream tonight as well too, guys. We've got these boats that we have to wrap. Normally they happen at the end of the year, but they've started doing them early. And I did one today, had to start early. Luckily I get to finish early, but I have to start early because it's, you know, all the way across the other side of the city. Thankfully, yeah, the orange boats, but they're green now. They're getting completely stripped and they're Heineken boats now. So, super low tech. They look like that. Iron Blood deck pre-order should be available soon. How do you strip a boat? I don't have to remove the vinyl, luckily. Thankfully. But yeah, so there's like 16 of those boats. And they take a day each. And I did one today. And I've got to do one tomorrow. Thankfully, they're getting another guy in. So they're just getting me to make sure the first two are done correctly, and then the other guys can just copy what I did. So I'm hoping that I don't have to do a whole bunch of early starts next week. Hopefully tomorrow is the last one for a bit. Fingers crossed. Iron-Blooded Orphans deck. I wonder if it's going to come with miniatures. Oh boy. That's going to be hard not to just jump straight on. Barbatos. Gujin Rabake. Just the deck. Ah, bro. Who wouldn't want to paint up Barbatos and Gujin? Gujin's one of my favorite suits as well. And it's piloted by a dude that's basically a bodybuilder, so he's cool too. You and your mate are doing leg day Sunday. If you don't vomit, you'll be surprised. Does he go hard, does he, with his leg days? Hey, Jack, how you doing, man? Gangster. A 42-year-old dude painting miniatures on TikTok. Getting called gangster. What's up, Jack? What am I doing? Painting up some Gundam, my dude. Painting up some Gundam. So next year, Gundam is coming out with a tabletop game called Gundam Assemble. They've released some miniatures early with the trading cards. And I'm wanting to get all 12 of the current miniatures painted so when the tabletop game drops, we can play it on stream. That's my plan. I've wanted to roll dice on stream for a long time, and this feels like a very, very good chance to do it. It feels like something not many other people are going to do. And if they do, I don't know if they'll be painted to the same level mine are. So this just to me seems like a glaring, an opportunity just glaring at me, right? So yeah, goal is to paint all 12 current miniatures, make some tutorials from them. I made one from this guy right here, RX-77-02. This guy right here. So we're making tutorials revolved around them. We're going to send a little portfolio of all of our work to Bandai. We might get some love back, or we might get nothing at all, but we've got absolutely nothing to lose. So we're going to work on that. How good would it be if we got the rule set early or some miniatures early? I think it'd be pretty damn cool. Looks like the high grade Zen Master. I mean, Guncannon's probably not that detailed even in the high grade, I would imagine. At least you get to pose that thing. You don't have to have it in the stereotypical hands and knees cannon shot. Dude, I'm gonna have to do so much tidy up. I need to slow down. Carabaval, how we doing? Leg day used to be both my favorite day and my most dreaded day, and now I've got trash knees. Thank you, work. Thank you, sport. So it's very rare that I do a leg day. Maybe I just need to get on the juice and fix it up. Leg day's your favorite by far? Oh man, when I had squat day, it was like my best exercise, but I was also terrified of it. Especially if I was training with my trainer, because I knew what he was going to do to me. He broke me a couple of times, dude. Like, have you ever trained so intense your body's sort of nervous system is just like, yo dude, stop what you're doing, and just like you just sweat profusely? That's what he used to do to me. Like my body would just, it'd be like I had a shower. Like, and I'm not talking, you know, you go for a run and you get sweaty. I'm doing squats and my body would just like out of nowhere just decided, yep, this is it. You'd be drenched. But I couldn't continue the workout. You sweat easy. Druid, thank you very much for the follow on TikTok. Yeah, call him the Avatar. Man, I wish my gym motivation was as high as my painting motivation right now. Dude, I'm rushing this thing. Why? See if Nate wants to hit legs with ya. Dude, you'll demolish him. Yeah, showcase today. Yep. About 45 minutes time, we'll do the showcase. I've been watching more of Zeta Gundam. Like, holy shit. It's weird. Zeta Gundam's weird, man. The speed at which old Gundam episodes were created and what happens in them was nuts. The one I'm watching, they've finally got... Dude, there's Quattro's walking around saying he's not Char, and they're just all like, we know it's you, Char. What's the point of saying you're not Char Aznabal? And he's like, well, so what if I am? And then Amuro turns up, and Amuro's just like, oh, it's Char. So then everyone's like, that's what we've been saying. But prior to that, Amuro was like living in a mansion the government's paying for. and his friends turn up and they're like, why aren't you married with kids? And then he ends up on this ship, and then this other new type chick turns up and she just starts like making out with him from nowhere. He's only just met this girl. The whole thing's weird, man. People just get beat up. People just get really angry. Like Amuro was trying to have a conversation with this new kid, Camille, and Camille just loses his shit. Like Amuro just asks him a few questions and he just loses his mind. Yeah, I'm watching. So there's a main universe of Gundam, which obviously started with the first Gundam series, the regular one, and then it went into Zeta and Double Zeta, and then it might have just gone to Char's counterattack, I think. But anyway, yeah, I've never watched Zeta, and I've started watching. There's like 50 episodes, and I managed to find it on YouTube. Seed's cool. Seed's in one of its own standalone universes. I really like the standalone universes, though. I think they're a good way for people to get into Gundam. I think they're one of the better ways for people to get into Gundam, because you don't need to know the backstory about all the other Gundam stuff. So yeah, I think like Seed, Iron Blooded Orphans, I think is probably one of the best ones, just because it's newer, its art's phenomenal, it's brutal. I think IBO is one of the best ones for new people to get into. I will go through and watch all of the series. I really like the Zaku's in Seed. The Zaku's in Seed looks sick. The big spiky shields and shit. Drop a guide on how to watch Gundam. One of the hard parts about Gundam for younger people, I would say, is, dude, Iron Blooded Orphans is phenomenal. Kevin, you will love it. Your first series was IBO and your first kit was Unicorn. Unicorn's pretty popular. Yeah, dude, Iron Blooded Orphans is sick. It's so good. Yeah. I've watched Double O and Double O Riser. I think that's the follow-up one to it. Double O is good too, man. Double O is good too. I need to catch up with the newer stuff. Hathaway's meant to be good, so I need to give Hathaway a watch. There's G-Quacks. The art in G-Quacks is crazy. I've seen some clips of it. The throwbacks to like the main universe, when they do like the what if Char got to the Gundam first, man, slick artwork. I've watched Iron Blooded Orphans once, and then I watched a lore recap of it, which was really good to sort of, because I don't think you take a series in entirely the first time you watch it. At least I don't. And I never really picked up on I don't really want to spoil it. I never really picked up on some stuff. And then watching the lore video, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense now. That makes sense. It is Gundam though, so it does still have its like weird elements to it. Takes you 2 or 3 to really fully understand. Yeah. I think sometimes, especially with an anime and there's like lots of action, you're just like, yeah, this is sick. Yeah, I think you'll really, really enjoy IBO. Miyazaki August is just like so different to any other character I've seen him do in Gundam. I watched a lore video on Wing as well. I'm gonna watch all of them. Wing was cool though. But Wing also has like just reoccurring stuff. Like their Gundams get beat up and then they lose their Gundams and then they get them back and then they get customized. And it's like, didn't see that one coming. You just rewatch Evangelion. Apparently, someone from Evangelion has something to do with the G-Quack series, the Gundam G-Quack series. I think it's the art style. I think it's done by the same dude that did Evangelion. Am I happy with those recess shades? No. Are they going to need some tidying up? Yes. Yes, they will. But that's okay. It's my own fault. I don't know what I'm going to do with this big mound. Maybe I just paint it as is. I was thinking about putting some texture paint on it and stuff, and then I was like, nah, maybe not. Any other sci-fi anime? I haven't watched a lot of anime for a long time, my dude. Like the last full series of anime I watched was the OG Death Note, which was sick, mind you. That was really good. Different speed to like a Gundam. I'm sure there's someone in chat that could recommend some cool stuff. Yeah, Death Note, dude, yeah. No, they didn't reply to the tags. The OG, yeah, the OG was sick, man. Yep. I was chatting to someone the other day about some animes, and I was just like, yeah, Death Note's so good. We'll get him? Yeah, bro. That's the plan. Dude, every time I do a new post with the Gundam stuff, I'm going to bring it up on stream, and I'm going to get everyone to look at the post and then tag Gundam Assemble in it. That's the goal. Matter of fact, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it right now. Guys, massive favor to ask. Can you go to this post here on this Instagram, BFG_Justin? Go to this guy and tag these dudes. Tag these guys. That's all I'm asking. I hardly ever ask people to go and like my shit, but that's what we're after. Just go to my Instagram and just tag Gundam Assemble and Gundam Official on posts. We want their attention. Gundam TCG, I think so. Did we do Gundam TCG as well? Just do what Nate did. Do what Little Net did. Dude, it's taking forever. What's going on? Yeah, Gundam Assemble Official and Gundam TCG. We'll get him. We'll get him. So the cannons. Half an hour, guys. We are going to do the live stream community showcase. So if you are part of the Discord, get a post in that thread, the live stream community showcase. Put your post up there and we will show people what you have been hobbying on lately. I think that Buddha has put a photo up of his calves because he hasn't been able to hobby because his wrist is stuffed, but he's been doing a lot of gym. So you can see his gym gains, not his hobby gains. So if you want to check out a sweet set of pins, taking some Abaddon Black, we are going to shade the cannons with pure black. And if you're messy with it, like I have been with absolutely every single recess shade on Guncannon, just go back to your base coat and tidy it up. Tidy it up. Yeah, out of nowhere, right? I don't even know where this came from. I was on my Instagram this morning, just, you know, checking if there's people to reply to, because I try to reply to absolutely everyone that posts on my, or leaves a comment on my posts. I feel like that's my job. But it was like, oh, congratulations, you've now been monetized for Facebook. And I was just like, don't even remember applying to do that. Don't even know what you need to do to be able to do that. I'm a G for that. I think you like, I totally get if someone gets like millions of comments and stuff, but man, I think, I don't know, man, if 100 people are like, hey, your models are awesome, then I feel like I should be replying, should I not? Now, if someone just gives me a thumbs up or whatever, then I typically just like it. But if someone's like, there was a guy that said that he really liked my art style on Gundam miniatures, and I was like, thanks, man. Like, there's more to come. I think it's the same for streaming. Regardless of how many people are in chat, I'm gonna try to reply to everyone. So, you know, the day we have 200 people watching and they're all chatting, I'll try and keep up and reply as best I can while still painting. And if I can't, and there's like questions that other people in chat can answer, then hopefully they give me a bit of a chop out. Classic chop outs. I'm gonna swear on stream, guys, but it's gonna be like a bad word, the C word. I'm gonna say the C word. I rarely say this on stream. I rarely say it on stream. Just fair warning, because the Australian accent with the C word can be quite harsh. But out on site today, there was we're at this like big boat shed, like massive boat shed. And there's a guy that just works at the front of it. There's a guy that works at the front of it, sanding. Perfect time for an ad. I'm telling a story though. Oh yeah, I'm about to drop the C-bomb store. I'm about to drop the C-bomb. There's a guy that's working on boats. He's like sanding fiberglass and stuff like that. A bit rough around the edges. And he's got a dog that's also a bit rough around the edges. A blue heeler. He's a chunky old thing, but he loves a pat. Like he was a little bit nervous the first time he saw me, and he like tiptoed over. And then once he realized I was willing to give pats, he was all for it. He's pretty vocal as well. He's pretty vocal about wanting to get pats. But the owner was chatting to us about the boat because they're all electric boats, and he was just talking about the graphics on it and stuff like that. And then we asked what the dog's name was, and he's like, his name is Oi, or Oi cunt, because that's a very Australian term. So that's the name of his dog. The name of his dog is Oi. Oi, mate. And if you're wondering how that's spelt, it's spelt O-I. Not the other word. You know how to spell the other word. It's only taken me all of this model to recess shade to finally just chill out a bit with how much I'm applying. Should have been doing this on the whole model. At 20 minutes, guys, we will do that live stream showcase. And then, unfortunately, we will end stream there just because I do have to get up early. Suggs? Absolutely Suggs. Oh, dude. Did I just tell the whole thing and there was an ad? Don't tell me I just told the whole story and there was an ad. Ain't no way. No. I'm gonna have to tell the story again. I'm gonna have to drop the C-bomb again. The people on YouTube heard it. The 4 people on YouTube heard the story. Tell them, YouTube people, it was a good story. 10 consecutive. Yeah. I have 3 minutes of ads at the start of each hour. I'll shorten the story. How about that? I'll shorten the story. Okay. I'll shorten the story. Basically, there's a dog out on site where we're working currently. This chunky blue heeler dog, and we were chatting to the owner, and we asked the owner what his dog's name was. Here comes the C-bomb, guys. So he said his dog has 2 names. It's either Oi, which is an Australian term to get someone's attention. Oi, mate, come over here. So his name's Oi, or Oi cunt. Actually, that also reminds me. Has anyone seen on TikTok, right? On TikTok, there's this cat, right? It's this short-haired cat. It's a dwelf, but its fur is really, really short to the point where it looks like it's a sphinx, a dwelf sphinx, but it's not. It's like got this velvet hair, and the guys named the cat Shitbird. And they're like, that's not his name. And they're like, he's like, it is. His name is Shitbird, the cat. Try looking it up. I'm not joking. People are leaving stream. They don't like the swearing. Yeah, sounds about right, Kevin. That sounds about right. The worst thing you could say? Yeah, being called a dog C word is, but if you just get called a C word, then that's a term of endearment. Like I've said this before, if you're from Australia, if someone calls you mate with a certain tone, that's a bad thing. If you get called the C word with a certain term, that's actually a term of endearment. Yes, champ or champion bad, yeah. So upside down. Yeah, man, we're at the bottom of the earth. It's just how it is. Bud or buddy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. How's this? My boss, who's younger than me, said to one of the guys, called one of the guys at work, who he's not that much older than, He's like, what, maybe 13 years older than him? Maybe less, actually. Maybe it's only like 9 years old. Called him kiddo. My boss called him kiddo. That had to have been a slip of the tongue. Dude, I need to do a lot of recoding on this model. What the helly? What have I been doing? I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna paint off stream on this dude for sure. We're gonna do a tidy up. Unless perhaps he's actually his father. Nah. I think he was just I think he was hanging out with his actual kids. He came up to, I don't even know where it came from. We were chatting the other day and he's just like, wait, Chris called me kiddo the other day. And I was like, no, he didn't. So glad I reconnected TikTok. We've got all of no viewers. Sorry, one. There's one now. There, I could create an account because I can do 5 different platforms. We did Kick, but Kick's absolutely fucking dead. Kick's worse than Twitch, man, for discoverability. Holy shit. Do I need a new BFG? Yeah, streaming on Facey, dude. Yeah. Streaming on Facey. Do I need a background graphic for the upcoming part of the overlay? We're not going to be streaming from PAX. We've decided we're not going to be streaming from PAX. I will be streaming those nights. We're just not going to be live streaming from PAX. Marvin and I are essentially going to be sitting there and just paint tutoring people. I think people are going to buy their like D&D miniatures and we're just going to sit there and paint them with people. I tried Instagram, but because Instagram is a vertical streaming platform, it wigged out. It wigged out. I haven't tried recently though. Maybe it's changed. Yeah, when I first hooked up Restream, I did hook up the Instagram account, but it didn't work. Didn't work properly. All right, I think that's all the recesses. I do have a lot of areas I need to tidy up on this thing, but that's okay. That's okay. It streams landscape. However, I haven't actually seen what it looks like. I haven't seen what it looks like when you... Oh no, it sits at landscape, dude, the whole time. That's cool. That's cool. Maybe I'll try Instagram if I've got time tomorrow to set it up. Do 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 do. Let's recess shade those little yellow vents. Scrag brown, as always. The go-to. The absolute go-to for shading yellow. Thinning down some scrag brown, we are going to recess shade these yellow vents. Probably a little bit too thin. Need to get painting gloves. And these aren't even painting gloves, bro. These are just from my local supermarket, I think. There you go. Just general purpose black disposable gloves. Powder free, latex free. Optimum resistance. All right, last area we need to shade is the white of the head. With his little white bean. We'll do what we did on Gundam. We'll mix up. What do we mix up? Thunderhawk Blue and Dawnstone. Almost certain. Thunderhawk Blue. Big fan of this blue grey wash that I've discovered. I'm sure there's heaps of other people that have used it prior. But I think it works really good. Just like mute down a blue to use for a recess shade. Thinning down some Thunderhawk Blue mixed with Dawnstone in a 1-to-1 mixture. We are going to shade the bean, his dome. There is a hair on the miniature. Do the we'll finish the recess shade on this, and then we're going to jump into Discord. So make sure your posts are in there, guys. We'll check out what you've been working on. All right, let's check out that Discord, see what you've been working on. What have we missed? Oh, yo. That's sick. Super smooth base coats on that flag, Kev. Very, very cool, Black Sword. Very cool. Black Sword icon looks sick on the chest, bro. Very cool. Oh, nice. LEDs. That's wicked. Brutal. Smoothest are from Pro Acryl? Yeah, it's super smooth, man. Super smooth. Your loyal Space Wolf. Hang on, does that mean he's Alpha Legion? Stork? And some more Vansar goodness. The new Vansar's sick. Alright guys, as I was saying, unfortunately I do have to get up early to wrap some boats tomorrow. So we are going to finish up stream now. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 PM Australian Standard Time. And we're going to start doing some detail work on Guncannon. Because we've finished with all the recess shades. I've got a lot of tidy up to do though. Whoops. Whoops. As long as I play I'm on a boat while wrapping the boat. The company we do it for is called On a Boat. It's called On a Boat. Anyway, enjoy your day, guys. Enjoy your night. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.